Sri Lanka's most trusted jeweler, Vogue Jewellers, with you forever. Sri Lanka's most trusted jeweler, Vogue Jewellers, with you forever.
Oh, that's the tape there that we'll be using.
Double-sided, yeah?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think it's double-sided. Yeah, it's just a masking tape.
Yeah. Aibuan, good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you to the Vogue Jewellers, the first Sri Lankan-owned jewelry brand to open a fully fledged international retail store, its very first time here in Melbourne, Australia. At this very moment of time, ladies and gentlemen, we witness the Managing Director, Mr. Anura Hemachandra, officially declaring open the Westfield Fountain Gate of Vogue Jewellers. We'd like to invite the Hemachandra family to warmly join us here this morning and to take their position in their respected seats. And we say a warm welcome to all our guests, our friendly staff, everyone who's here in Melbourne, Australia, and to everyone who's back at home joining us here for this very grand celebratory morning. Amongst traditions, in a historic morning, we delighted you with the traditional West dance, a symbolic race and heritage of auspicious beginnings, and then from there onwards, our dancers escorted our very honored guests inside the showroom. And then we had the symbolic act that declared the official opening of Vogue Jewellers together with our distinguished directors, Mrs. Samantha Hemachandra, Mr. Anura Hemachandra, and Miss Emali Hemachandra as well. Yes, please make your way inside the showroom. We don't want you to stand outside, and we want you to be a part of today's celebratory morning. And ladies and gentlemen, while we say Ayubowan in Sri Lankan tradition, we'd like to say a very good morning to each and every one of you as we join here for the official opening of Vogue Jewellers here in Melbourne at Westfield Fountain Gate. Today, the word generation is strongly edged. When we say generation, it's a family generation, as we can see a baton being passed from 1962 by its founder, and here on the new generation takes its new era in opening its branch here in probably the most popular place where most Sri Lankans are, and that deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We're truly honored as Vogue Jewellers, the first Sri Lankan-owned jewelry brand to open a fully fledged international retail store to cater to all its friendly, long-standing customers, and as well as all our wonderful friends and family. So, generations. We spoke of families. And then something with jewelry is that it's passed down from generation to generation. And then we have new tastes, new styles, new pieces. And this is where that generation moves on, that you come back to the same brand in looking for a look and a brighter color. Generations, as we call it, generations as they pass. We have the staff that's also been joined here today that's very proud to celebrate with you along this journey. And ladies and gentlemen, as for our traditions, we like to now lead in religious observances. And to do the honors, we'd like to invite our Managing Director, Mr. Anura Hemachandra, to lead us in prayer.
Sharon, I'll take one moment from your time. Ladies and gentlemen, the spiritual blessing is very important in every good thing that we do. So whatever the religion that you all are in, please join me for the religious observances, because we need the spiritual blessing and your blessing as well. Please join me. I'll go near the Buddha statue for the religious observances.
And from that prayer, obtaining blessings, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to another historic moment. Vogue Jewellers was founded in the year 1962 by the late Mr. Sarath Hemachandra, a pioneer whose vision combined European training in Sri Lanka's artistry, laying the foundation for timeless brand we celebrate today. And in his honor, as we remember him, I now would like to invite our Managing Director, Mr. Anura Hemachandra, to place a floral tribute before the photograph of our founding chairman. Now, the photograph is placed right at the very entrance of our showroom, so therefore we would like to invite Mr. Hemachandra to do the honors. From one branch to another, from one location to another. Ladies and gentlemen, the proud founder. Thank you, Mr. Hemachandra. And now to continue with the formalities here this morning, ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned, we started in 1962 in Colombo 11, and then with the training of Europe and passion for craftsmanship, we moved on to our flagship store. Can I see a raise of hands? How many people here have visited the main flagship store in Sri Lanka? Yes? How many of you are wearing a piece of Vogue today? Can I see a raise of? Wow, good to see you. Good to see the gentlemen also raising their hands also. Lovely, lovely. And ladies and gentlemen, from that flagship store in 1967, we have moved on to other branches that we proudly say when it comes to Nugegoda in 1994, in Kandy in 1996, Negombo 2001, and Kurunegala 2005. We spoke of generations, but they've won innovation for innovation and as well as for their recognition, being the first jeweler in Asia awarded the ISO 9001-2008, and later they were the first to win the world for ISO 9001-2015 certification, which was introduced the patented Tusker. We made a lot of buzz and noise with it, with the 22-karat gold collection, and then from there onwards, they also won as the Retail Jeweler World Awards in Dubai 2021. An iconic brand, as they say, and wherever they go, their tagline has always been, with you forever in their journey. It also has been the popular jingle of Mangala Mudumala Valalu, whichever you wear, and that has been right throughout our journey, and with you forever, it's going to continue as well, because, I mean, we don't want to go home without any of those, isn't it? We take some piece of it. So, with today's leadership, ladies and gentlemen, run by three fabulous generations who are humbly willing to take this brand forward from one place to another that we proudly celebrate here today with each and every one of you. So, from that, we now move on to the official address by a very humble human, I would say, who's very down to earth and also very willing. Every time a customer walks in, he goes into the particular detail. And as myself as a customer, it's always the taste of, tell me what you want and I will help you out in terms of the jewelry of our preference. That's how humbling it is, and that's how humbling their journey has been. Ladies and gentlemen, the official address by the Managing Director. Please put your hands together for Mr. Anura Hemachandra.
Well, thank you, Sharon. Yes, we started in Colombo 11 in 1962, and in 2025 we are in Colombo 16. Melbourne is called Colombo 16, am I right or wrong? There you are, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, in 1962, our founder chairman, Mr. Sarath Hemachandra, my father, together with the current chairperson, my mother, Mrs. Chandra Hemachandra, started Vogue way back in 1962, like I said. Yes. Actually, this is a historical milestone for our company, as well as for the Sri Lankan jewelry industry. Because this is the first jewelry brand which came to Australia and to another country outside Sri Lanka and established themselves. Yes. And there were few very good reasons for it. Number one, I had this idea for the last 25 years. I wanted to bring our brand to another country. Number two, so many customers who used to come to Sri Lanka for their requirements, or maybe during winter time, during summer holidays, there were continuous requests asking us to open up in Melbourne, because they said that whenever we want to buy something, we don't have to come all the way to Sri Lanka by taking a 10-hour flight or so on and so forth. If you do open up, it will be very convenient for us to purchase our requirements. Not only from Sri Lanka, not only from Melbourne, but there were requests from Canada, from UK, and recently from the Oman embassy. Yes, we'll think about those as well, but we gave the priority to Melbourne because we understand there's about 400,000 to 500,000 Sri Lankan people living here. So we know that there is a ready-made market for us. In order to do this, we came last October, and as advised by Mr. Sanj Caldera, who helped us in establishing this. Mr. Caldera, you are here? Yes, you are there. To get a feel of what Melbourne is looking like, because I have never been to Melbourne until last October. Yes. So we came, myself, my wife, and my son, and my daughter-in-law, and had a look at the place, and had a look at few shopping malls as well. But we selected Westfield, this particular shopping complex, because a lot of our people, Sri Lankan community, is living in this area, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So we selected this particular shopping mall. And also, the other reason is our country needs foreign exchange in this time. As you know, foreign exchange is very important for our country. So that we found a way of exporting, manufacturing and exporting jewelry from Sri Lanka to Melbourne, and to sell here and send the foreign exchange back to our country, which will help our economy. So this particular responsibility I handed over to my son and to his wife and to our CEO, Mr. Nandan Heras, who is seated there, to initiate this and to bring it up to the expected level and handle the project, which they did in a very fantastic manner. And I'm absolutely satisfied about it. Please give them a very big hand. And also, Mr. Chris Lane, who is seated there, over there, who helped us at the very beginning by becoming a local director to this particular company, because without a local director, we can't start companies here. So Mr. Chris Lane helped us in that manner. Thank you, Chris, for that. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. And also, I must mention the names of my very good business friends, a very good business friend, Mr. Rajan Kimawat, who helped us in various ways. And also not forgetting Mr. Susanta Katugampala, who sat with us for the initial discussion with regard into this matter. And also our Vogue team members who are here and who worked 24 hours to bring this showroom up to this particular level. And also the Vogue team who is in Kolpiti, who did the back office work, because it was not an easy task. Because this particular project took 10 months, a period of a childbirth. 10 full months to bring it up to this level, because there are a lot of regulations, as you know. So we had to oblige by those rules and regulations. And it took us 10 good full months to complete this. And ladies and gentlemen, so now we have fulfilled your request. So I have a very small request. By welcoming all of you here, I have a small request. Now we have opened up this store based on your request, and now this is your store, not my store. So please look after the place. Please look after your store and help us out and help your country. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Anura Hemachandra, for taking us through the history, our journey, and the process. And from the address by the Managing Director, ladies and gentlemen, I spoke at the start. It's a generation passed down, and yes, the project was handed over to the young blood to see how they would take on and they get more closer to you. And that's why we're going to invite now the distinguished director, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anuradha Hemachandra, to address you all this morning. Can we put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen?
Aibon, and a very good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin my vote of thanks, there's something else that I need to do. Because as you know, Vogue Jewellers is a family business. Like you all know, my grandfather started, and then it was handed down to my father. And you know, from my very small days, my parents have, told me, look, we've brought Vogue Jewellers to the #1 position in Sri Lanka. Well, it's up to you to take it internationally. So that's what a challenge that has been dwelled into my heart, into my mind right from the start when I was a little kid. And I'm proud to say, as a son, mission accomplished. This is just a beginning of our international expansion. And before I go into the whole thanking speech, I want to invite my wife as well, because she gave me an important point that yes, we do garland my grandfather who started this business. But more than him, my father did face a lot of tough situations in this business, because my grandfather became ill when he was 14, and then he had to take this burden right along. Right after school, he had to get into the business and deal with a lot of issues and challenges and to bring Vogue to where it is. So I would like to honor him today, because most of the time we pay tributes when our parents are no more, but I would like to do it when they are here. So please, Emali, just come. I'll do something for you. Come. I'm going to hang this on the wall because I feel that he deserves it, and this should happen now. Please come.
A moment in history as we mark a new era. Ladies and gentlemen. A surprise definitely in the agenda. And yes, we continue with the address.
Right. Now, getting on to the vote of thanks, there are a lot of individuals that I have to thank. And I do ask for forgiveness if I do forget any names that I cannot mention. But starting off with, like I said before, a lot of thanks have to go to my parents for bringing me up, and me being able to do all of this is because of them. So a big thank you for that. And secondly, I would like to thank another member of my family, that's my wife, because I also came to Melbourne, to Australia actually, in October. So I didn't have any clue about what this country was and what it is. So she studied here for 4 years. So with her help, I managed to, see the place and get a feel of it and get to know how to go about things in this country. And I have to thank Mr. Sanjay Caldera. He helped us, he never looked at us as like clients. He was a dear friend to us, and he gave us the genuine advice right from the start. And only one thing he said, Anuradha, I want to see Vogue up and running. That's my only concern. I always asked, for your time, how can I compensate you? What are your fees? He said, don't worry about it. I want Vogue up and running. That's my only wish. So I really thank you for that words, words of encouragement, for giving us the genuine advice and showing us the pathway on how to go about things. Thank you so much for that. Mr. Sujit Pereira and Udesh from HNS Partners, thank you very much. Mr. Sean Mendes for helping us with the legal formalities in this business. And a big thank you to Mr. Chamila Lokunarangoda from Aslanka TV. He handled the event. Just like Mr. Caldera, he didn't see us as customers or another client of his. He just said, let's get this business up and running. එයාගේ වචනෙම කිව්වොත් මේක ලංකාවේ දෙයක්. මේ ලංකාවේ ව්‍යාපාරයකට අපි උදව් කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි උදව් කරේ නැත්නම් වෙන කවුරු උදව් කරන්නද? ඉතින් චමිල බොහොමත්ම ස්තුතියි. Thank you very much for that. And Mr. Chris Lane, like my father thanked you, I too have to thank you for, obliging and taking up this directorship, because without you, none of this, can start. So thanks a lot, Chris. Thank you very much for that. And, this challenge was given up to myself, my wife. There's another person who stood by us like family. And he's none other than my CEO, Mr. Nandana Herath. He took a lot of burden to take up this mission. And, he proved himself that he's worked with us for 25 years. But more than an employee, he's been a family member, I must say that. He's, not been like an employee. We considered him as family and vice versa. So he did a lot of hard work to, get this up and running, because it was a learning curve for all of us. We didn't know how to go about an international expansion. It's because, it's our first time as well. So there were a lot of challenges, and there were many times that, sometimes even I too felt, let's just give it up, no point. But then he was like, no, let's do it, Mr. Anuradha, let's give it a good go. So thank you, Mr. Nandana Herath, for all of that. And we really appreciate your enormous hard work that you put into this store, along with myself and my wife. So thank you very much. So without taking much time, I have to thank Mrs. Ishi Venga as well. And I know most of you all are now standing and your legs are quite hurting, so I don't want to take much more of your time. So I invite you to enjoy the display and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Can we give a roaring applause to the new blood? Come on, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we emphasize that it's not just a store opening, but it's also a rare cultural bridge of a global milestone for 6-decade-old Sri Lankan legacy that we celebrate. And a cake is usually cut to take that next big challenge as well, and we made it possible. So that's why we're going to roll out the cake now, and we're going to invite our managing director to do the honors of cutting the cake as we take a bite and a look and take up our next challenge as well. We'd like to invite Mrs. Samantha Hemachandra as well to join, and yes, the family can join along around as well. Come on, everybody, put your hands together. Vogue Jewellers here at Westfield Fountain Gate, Melbourne, Australia. Thank you very much, Mr. Hemachandra. Yes. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to divert your attention to the most popular jingle and message by Vogue Jewellers, with you forever. Yes, you've seen the video and you've seen the jewelry pieces, but the collection here today is something more special for you. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we come to the end of our formalities for today's event as we stand at a very historic moment. The day for Vogue Jewellers opened its very first international showroom here in Westfield Fountain Gate, Melbourne. And from 1962 to the year 2025, a journey has commenced. And from here onwards, we invite you to patronize and enjoy the collection that Vogue has in store. But I want a small request from you as we like to put our hands together for the wonderful staff who takes on this journey with you forever. Come on, everybody. Let's give them a round of applause to the CEO and as well as to the wonderful team who will be here on taking up the next challenge. Now, I know you're here for the official opening, but the most important or the good news is we have 15% off today on 22K jewelry, and we also have 30% off on diamonds, precious and semi-precious stones, studded jewelry as well. This promotion is on from today till the 7th of September. Yes, pinch the partner or the husband now saying, let's get something. And please do tell your friends and family that Vogue Jewellers is here at Westfield Fountain Gate, and let's make a trip and grab that piece. So while we thank each and every one of you for joining us here this morning, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of an iconic brand. Thank you for being a part of Sri Lanka's jewelry brand, Vogue Jewellers, as they are with you forever. Have yourself a wonderful morning, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, we are going to follow a bit of tradition of eating that favorite milk rice as well, which will be followed shortly. But we also invite you to have a look at the pieces, as I like to invite the staff to take their respective positions to escort you with their collection. Have yourself a wonderful morning, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
मंगल मुदुमालवललु रन्न बरन लबागन्न विश्वासै कल्पवति वगकीमट बंदी सिटी हित पिनवन रूवडवन अलंकार मोस्तरै
Yes, of course. With you forever. Sri Lanka's most trusted jeweler, Vogue Jewellers. With you forever.
Sure. Audio එකක් play වුණානේ.
How are you?
Hello.
Hello, nice. We had the meeting.
Yes.
Transco. හොඳයි. මේ wife Lashi.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Hello.
මම අතට වාගේ තාත්තට කීකේ හිටියා 5 years ago when you were buying our wedding stuff. අපි ටේබල් එකේ ඉඳි තාත්තා personally ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරා. අයි මට ඒක මාර
තාම කරනවා ඒක.
ඒක මාරු.
එහෙත් කරනවා නේ.
ඒක හොඳයි. ඒක very good. All the best.
All okay.
අපි මොනාර තියෙනවනම් කතා කරන්න.
For sure. අනිවාර්යෙන්.
Great someone.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, very touching. Thank you. Take care.
Vogue Jewellers has always focused on 3 core values in our business conduct: quality, pricing, and customer care. Precepts imparted by our founder, Mr. Sant Hemachandra. Vogue's diligent adherence to these core values is how we have won Sri Lankan hearts over the last 60 years. The numerous awards we see here stand testimony to Vogue's success. Vogue is continually innovating every aspect of beauty, and it is no surprise that the latest addition to our collection and to the jewelry industry is the brand new, innovative
Sri Lanka's most trusted jeweler, Vogue Jewellers, with you forever. Sri Lanka's most trusted jeweler, Vogue Jewellers, with you forever.
Vogue's pieces of jewelry are already
Sri Lanka's most trusted jeweler, Vogue Jewellers, with you forever.